Hello friends, today I'm going to do a race recap. The last 3 weekends I've done a 25K. These are significant because as a lot of people know, last November I had hamstring surgery. So basically I had to reattach my right hamstring. So I've been kind of slowly rebuilding my body. And I want to go over what I've done the last 3 races, and then I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm doing going forward this next year. So 3 weeks ago, I did the Georgetown Rivers Edge Trail race. It's a 25K, not far from where I live. It's very hot, in the high 90s. Lots of different types of trails, some smooth, like mountain bike trails, some very technical stuff where you had to even climb through rocks. I did a previous video on that race, but maybe it didn't do justice. I left out some parts, I think. But it's a really nice trail. Highly suggest that race. It started a little bit later than I think it should. I think I started at 8 o'clock. It's so hot they should have started the race earlier. So that's one bit of improvement they could do, is start the race earlier. The 50K started I think at 7. Maybe I started at 7:30, but anyways, it really started about an hour and a half late. I suggest that was the first year. I suggest that they start the race earlier next year. But other than that, it was a great race, very hot. I felt really good. I wore La Sportiva Prodigo. They worked well. The only thing I would say about that shoe is it retains moisture a little bit longer than I would like. It doesn't dry up as fast. And I think they're more designed for mountain running, maybe colder temperatures, but it was in the 90s, which is 35 plus Celsius. So did pretty good on that one. And then the weekend after that, I did the Ricochet 25K, which is in Killeen, Texas. That's on a equestrian ranch, so there's a lot of horse trails. And there was really a lot of river crossings or stream crossings, which was really nice. It's beautiful, but your feet were wet all the time. And the course had gotten a lot of rain the few days beforehand. So it was mud the whole way. And I knew that the best shoe for me would probably be the Ultra Olympus 5. And that's what I wore because I knew it was going to be muddy. And I wore my gaiters and they worked well. That race was also very hot, but part of the race, it was cloudy. I think of the 3 races I did within the last 4 weeks, it was the coolest one, but it was still in the 90s before I finished. Highly recommend that. Like I said, that's in Killeen, Texas. I think it's their 2nd year. The lady that runs the race does a great job, and it's really well marked, nice aid stations. And the course is beautiful. So many streams on that piece of property. Then we come to this last weekend. I did the Coyote Run 25K in Claiborne, Texas. It's put on by Blaze Running, and they really do a great job. This is held out at the 60 Ranch. It was canceled a few months ago and moved to the state. So some people were waiting to run this race, but they have more than one race at the 60 Ranch, and I understand why. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got some technical trails, some smooth like horse trails, and then you got some elevation. They've got like a small hill out there where you're gonna get some vert. It was extremely hot, so I was really glad that I did the 25K. It was 2 8-mile loops. In the first loop, I pushed pretty hard, and I got pretty hot though. On the 2nd loop, I took my shirt off, so I ran without a shirt. And glad I did the 25K. There were people doing longer distances out there, and I think it was brutally hot. These 3 races, my hamstring felt well, no issue at all. I'm just trying to build up my endurance a lot. I lost some of that during the 6 months. My recovery was 6 months. And I think that's the biggest thing. I don't think I lost too much strength, but endurance-wise, I really need to build that up again. And that's what I'm working on. So I'm building up my mileage and hiking, jogging, running, building up my miles, and I will I will peak by the end of the summer, probably in the 60 mile per week range with hiking. And into the fall, when it gets cooler, I'm gonna push even higher. Which leads me to my next point. Let's talk about my future races. Quick break to thank one of my sponsors, Tifosi. This is the new electric blue sizzle frame. They have been sponsoring me over the last year. This is my third set of frames from them. I select all the running frames that they have. This model goes for $35. I think they do a really good job. Great UV protection and very stylish, and most importantly, comfortable. They don't hurt my ears. You know, they fit. I have a big head. They fit very well. But like I said, this is the Sizzle Electric Blue. Check them out. I'll put a link in the description. I've signed up for Grindstone. I notified everyone about that on Twitter, X, a few weeks ago. If you don't follow me on X, please do. That's where I'm putting daily updates about my running and weightlifting and everything that I'm doing. There are more updates on X than there are on any other social media, and I primarily use X and YouTube. But I've signed up for Grindstone, which is the end of September. It's a 100-miler in Virginia, Shenandoah Valley. I selected that race for a couple reasons, important reasons. I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm only doing races that I think I can get great benefit from, or they qualify me for something else. I'm not going to be doing really any what I consider bullshit races anymore. A lot of the flat ones and stuff that I don't gain anything from. I mean, I do some local races like I did the last 3 weekends, but those are nice training runs, you know, and keep me busy. You know, some long runs are really long runs are hard to do without aid stations. But anyways, Grindstone is a UTMB race, so it gets me a UTMB stone because I plan to run UTMB maybe in 26 or 27. And most importantly, it gets me a hard rock qualifier. So this is the last year it's a hard rock qualifier, but if I finish the race this year, it qualifies me for 2025 and 2026 for the Hard Rock 100 lottery in Colorado. And then it also qualifies me for Western States. So I'll be in the lottery again this year. So I should have 8 tickets in December. I just need a qualifier. This year I'm out because I didn't get in the lottery because of my injury. Then, so I'm ramping up to do a very difficult 100-miler in the end of September. So I've got about 4 months. I've lost about 15 pounds since my injury, and I plan to lose another 10. So I'm really rebuilding everything. My endurance, I'm building up my strength a lot. As if you've been following my weight training, you know that. My gym is full of equipment now, which is where I'm at right now. So now I have a cardio gym and a weightlifting gym. My study is my cardio gym, with the exception of this bike here, a road bike. So building up for a difficult 100-miler end of September. Then a few months later after that, in December, I have the Snowdrop 55-hour race, which is in Houston. I'm very excited to do that one. I'm going to try to target about 150 miles. That's a really nice event, and I got in this year. So that takes place on December 30th and January 1st, so it's right crosses a year. Looking forward to that. That will also help me build up for my next event, my main event of the next year, which is Cocodona 250. So I've signed up for a 250-miler. This is my biggest project ever. And this is basically all of my training and racing over this year is going to build me up for that. I know it's going to be very difficult. I'm confident I can do it, but I need to rebuild myself some and really get my mileage up. Towards the end of the fall, I hope to be in the 70 to 80 miles per week range, and then go into that 55-hour race, do 150 miles, and then in the spring, continue in that fashion. I should be at perfect race weight by the spring, and I will continue building my mileage to be ready for May when I have the Cocodona 250. So that's what I've been up to. Hope everybody's having a great training block. regardless of what you're working on. And one shout out to Paul with the Dev Runner. He posted a video this week. We haven't heard from him for 6 months, and unfortunately his wife passed away last November. Really feel sad about that. I wish him the best, and I know he's training for a 50 miler that he's doing again. Last time he did it, he got injured, so he's coming back into racing with a 50 miler. Wish him the best. So everyone have a great week.